So being in California, I've had my fair share of doing injectors for these 24 valve Cummins. I had to switch them out every single time I went to smog my vehicle. But now that I'm living in Alabama, I don't have to worry about smog anymore. We're gonna be throwing in these 275 horsepower injectors brought to you by Diesel Auto Power. I'll leave their link down below. They have all the performance parts you need for your diesel truck. And we have their 275 horsepower injectors right here. And what I want to do, since I've done this so many different times, taking injectors out, putting injectors in, I want to test how fast I can do this. I think I can get it done pretty quick. Let's go ahead and see. And the time starts now. What I like to do first is take that 10mm socket, take off your valve cover, and then you can go ahead and take off your intake horn as well with that 10mm. Get that stuff out of the way, you don't need it. Take a 13mm on a socket for your APPS, get that thing out of the way, you don't need it. And then just go right ahead with your 19mm or your 3/4 wrench and go ahead and start taking off the fuel lines. Super simple, super easy to do. Take all of them off, get them out of the way at the injection pump and at the connecting tubes. And then you're on your way to get these injectors out. If you guys want to go check out these injectors, go over to dieselautopower.com. I think these injectors were only like 525 bucks, so they're super cheap, super affordable with great power. You'll see at the end that the tires just break loose whenever I try to power brake. But yeah, Diesel Auto Power, go hit them up for all your diesel needs. So I'm currently 36 minutes into the install, or taking everything apart. It was taking so long is it took a long time for me to be able to get a wrench on the first injector line, and now the third injector line at the injection pump. I'm trying not to break this line because injection lines, the fuel lines, are really expensive and I don't want to break it or twist it. So right now we're at 37 minutes. You guys probably saw like a 2-minute time lapse so far, but we are at 37 minutes. But what I'm talking about here is you can see that line right there. Whenever I put a wrench on that other brass piece spins with it. And I'm not trying to break the line. I'm trying to break it free without twisting the line or anything like that. I spray some penetrating fluid on there, but it's not helping. We can actually pull the first, second, and third injectors out and then take the connecting tubes out. All you got to do is put one of the valve cover bolts on top of the injector and then just pop it out and then just put the new one in. Make sure that you have the crush washers out of there and you install new crush washers, the washers that come with the injectors, and then just put everything all back together. But I'm gonna keep trying to get this injector line off, or the fuel line off, and we'll keep getting at it. Nothing can ever be easy when you're doing stuff yourself. Always something has to take up a lot of your time. And this stupid thing, dude, I've been trying to get this off for a good probably 20 minutes of the time so far has been spent trying to get this dang injector line off, or fuel line off. It's already 57 minutes. Last time I checked in, it was 37. 20 minutes trying to get this dang thing off. Oh, I'm gonna keep trying to get at it. If you guys want to help support the channel and help support these videos aren't cheap to make. Go head over to dippindiesel.com and get you some merch. I just dropped the new Sit Empire shirt and decal. Super sick, super limited, so get it while you can. But thank you to everyone that has ordered so far. Your orders are on the way. We have all 6 injectors out at 1 hour and 13 minutes, 14 minutes. They gave us new O-rings for, I believe these are for the connecting rods. So we'll go ahead and throw some new O-rings on the connecting rods. And you can see on these, and there's so much buildup on the tips of these things, completely stock. A lot of buildup on these. But we have these new ones that we're gonna throw in. 275 horsepower performance injectors. There you go, you got the washer. Got the washer on all these, so we know that there's no washer down inside the injector hole. They got the O-ring already installed. So we're ready to put these in. Little tip, when you go to install the injectors, new injectors most of the time, if you're changing the crush washer or the washer on the bottom, most of the time it likes to fall out. Little tip, if it keeps falling out, just dip in a little bit of oil, stick it on there, and it won't fall out. You don't have a problem with it getting stuck down in there in the wrong position or whatever. It's always gonna stay on there, and you know that it's on there too when you go to put it down. Oil on that O-ring too, just so you don't have any problems with it ripping, getting torn. I like to wipe them off before I throw them back down in the hole so there's no debris from your hands on it. Grab it from the top here, reach back there, just barely put it in because you're gonna need to put the injector in. Try not to get anything on it. This last one, there's a bunch of insulation stuff back here that you can get all up in it. 1 hour 35, and we have the injectors in. Easy part now is just connecting the injector lines and putting everything back together. So I'm thinking we can hit this under 2 hours if nothing else goes wrong, and I don't think anything should, but let's try to beat that 2 hour mark. I know it's close, dude. 2:01. 2 hours and 1 minute. Man, I was so close. I was so close to that 2 hour mark. God dang. I'm betting if that injection pump and the fuel lines didn't give me a problem, I could have easily had that at an hour and a half to do injectors on this truck. Everything is back on. The only thing that's not tight is the first, third, and fourth injector line, is because I have to prime the system, purge out all the air. You want to purge out 1, 3, and 4, just because you can get to those easier. So yeah, 2 hours and 1 minute. Not sure what the official time was with seconds and everything like that, but basically a 2 hour job right there. And I checked the time at 1 hour and 58 minutes, and I was just busting to try to get this thing done, dude. Oh, I wanted that 2 hours so bad. But there it is, start to finish, 2 hours and 1 minute. 4 injectors on a 2001 Dodge Ram 2500. I'd have saved myself between $200 and probably $350. Most shops usually charge $75 to $125 an hour. At 2 hours, they probably take a little bit less time because they just take their time. So I saved myself, say, $300 by doing it myself. You guys should just do it yourself. 2 hours of my time. I've done this a lot of times, so it was kind of easy for me. The only problem, like I said, I had that injection pump fuel line. Didn't want to come off, but I finally got it off. Hopefully it doesn't leak. I tightened it, but hopefully it doesn't leak. Let's go ahead and prime this system and see how this truck runs with 275 horsepower injectors from Diesel Auto Power. She wants it, she wants it, she gonna go right now. Let her build up a little bit. Yeah, we got a leak. We got a leak. That 6th injector is just dumping fuel. I saw it shooting all over the firewall. Got to tighten that up real quick. Sounds any better. Sounded kind of good, but hazy back there, which is to be expected with 275 horsepower injectors. But she'll break loose on the ground. Do need to get an exhaust for this thing. It sounded a lot better without this muffler. But there it is, guys. That is the 275 horsepower injectors from Diesel Auto Power. Huge shout out to them for sending these out for the video. Their links will be in the description below. 2 hours and 1 minute from start to finish. That's not including starting the truck up. If you want to add that in, another 10 minutes or so. But let me know in the comments below, what is your fastest time for doing injectors for your diesel truck, whether it is a Duramax, a Power Stroke, or a Cummins. I think this was my fastest time. I never really timed it before. I never really went fast before. So I guess 2 hours and 1 minute is my fastest time for doing injectors. But huge shout out to Diesel Auto Power, DAP, for making this video possible. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Visit dippindiesel.com for your Soot Empire merch, and we'll catch you in the next one. Dippin Diesel out. I'm trying to roll call on the Smokey and the Bandit tune, but it just puts the power straight to the floor. This Quadzilla is freaking... You don't smoke too much with this thing, you just put down the power. I'm trying. I'm power braking it, and it's just spinning these tires. You can't hold this thing on the ground, dude. I'm at level 5 on the Smokey and Bandit tune, and it's barely even smoking. It's just putting the power down to the wheels, man. That thing is sick.